right, it's Smokey Vaughn here, coming on with our hostess here. Just wanted to go ahead and introduce everything to Go Big Orange Talk. Hey, Spence, how you doing, bud?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm good.
Doing good. So, yeah, man, we're I got got like 2 or 3 segments here today. I just wanted to kind of touch note on. Spence, I just wanted to go ahead and kind of touch on the Orange Bowl just a bit more because we are getting ever so close to it. Just kind of what they had put on what they had put on social media and then took it right back down because, of course, you can't broadcast a live practice or whatever the case may be. But the picture of Joe Milton, putting his arm around Nico and showing his leadership, I mean, that picture says 1,000 words. And hopefully, that's something that drags on to whenever we do go in about 2 more Fridays on over to Miami and kind of see what we can do with it. Man, I wish Nico could play just a little bit, but I know that it's not a possibility whatsoever. But the Orange Bowl again is less than 2 weeks away. Tennessee's beginning to ramp up on its preparation. Looks like for the Clemson Tigers, and you read on the observations and things in that nature with Tennessee's quarterback mostly working underneath or on a shorter throw on Saturday morning. I tell you, up there, they were working on different routes. The running backs route on the backfield early as well. Joe Milton spent some time out there coaching Nico. I mean, again, a picture says 1,000 words, and I just can't tell you enough how much that really warms up everybody. And I think that, that's going to make Nico feel a lot more welcome. But I think he's going to come in as a competitor straight off of the rip. I mean, I think that, he's going to I think he's going to come in and compete for the job. I don't think that, he's coming in to, just say, well, maybe or maybe not. Just kind of depends. He's coming in to compete for the job for sure. Mm-hmm. And, it really, the wide receiver rotation, that's kind of expected for the Orange Bowl. I was reading an article the other day, talking about Tennessee being without its top 2 options in the Orange Bowl, being Cedric Tillman and Hyatt being out, of course. We did touch on that. And, of course, Brew McCoy's coming in, Ramel Keaton will come back, and then we have Squirrel White. And that kind of leads us up to our next segment, and I am going to let you, Spencer, take some time on some decommits and some new commits that you might have done a little search on there, bud.
Absolutely. Well, first off, at the beginning you mentioned the reason why they're not able to record or anything is for protection of formations, plays, and stuff like that, especially when you're getting ready to prepare for a bowl game and a game, in a week or 2 after the fact. So that's probably my guess as to why they're, deleting pictures and stuff like that, although there's really not much you could see there, but that's probably why they're not allowing pictures and videos. But as far as touching on the decommits and stuff like that, I figured we'd probably jump into more or less the keys up, get to know the key ones, and then we'll go from there. One of the decommits was the most notably recent was a defensive lineman, Jordan Phillips. Jordan Phillips, I want to say he was a freshman last year. I want to say 2021, maybe a sophomore. I want to say 2021 was probably his first. No, he was a class of 2022. So yeah, he was a freshman. So we're losing that. He was nationally ranked 651 and the 91 defensive lineman in that class. Then you go down. The second most recent was an interior offensive lineman, Savion Herring. I want to say he was also probably a freshman. And let's not forget the fact that most of these kids who are going in the transfer portal, whether it's Tennessee, Bama, whatever, 9 times out of 10 they're probably not starting, and they're probably getting bare minimum playing time. And as a competitor, you want to get all the playing time you possibly can. So, but he's an immediate eligibility. Savion Herring is. And then we all know the story about Miles Campbell, the tight end, Jimmy Holiday, Jimmy Callaway, both receivers. This one, these two, I'm kind of honestly heartbroken over a little bit. Granted, I know that we have stud running backs already, and we might have another 2 on the way, but Lynette Whitehead and Justin William Thomas, 2 running backs, both 4-star prospects, really kind of stuck on those. And then the last one was another running back, Lynn J. Ditson. So he was also a 4-star. So, I mean, we're losing some talent, but we're also gaining some talent. We got another tight end, McKellen Castles, and the kicker, Charles Campbell. Both I would believe are going to probably be one and done. This new one, the newest transfer commit that Tennessee landed was today, in Andrzej Karic. He is an offensive tackle. He has immediate eligibility. He, at the time when he was recruited, he was nationally ranked 364 and the 26th offensive tackle overall. Big frame. He's a 6 foot. Well, at the time he was 6 foot, 6'5" now, and 296 then, and he's a little over 300 now. So, since he's gotten on the whole college regiment, weight room, all that, he's been built up a little bit, and he's proven. He played, I want to say, 12 games last year, so I'm really excited about this one. I even looked at some highlights on the tight end, and I gotta say, I'm really, really excited to see what Castles can bring to the table as well. And then you also have the other tight end coming from, what is it called? Coming from the recruitment class. I'm really excited. I want to say Ethan is his first name. This is one that most Tennessee fans are probably going to want to be excited for. If I was a Tennessee fan, that is absolutely what I'm going to be excited for. Could not find him anywhere. Ethan Davis.
We needed a really good tight end to come in because Fant was our fullback, but to me he was almost built like a tight end. Honestly,
yep.
He had every aspect of it. Now this Andrea guy, I'm pretty excited about him. I think that he's probably going to come in and kind of. I mean, I know that he's not an offensive tackle. I know he's a lineman, but taking that spot of right being out or missing out on or whatnot. And like you said, he's got a big frame. I'm pretty excited about that also.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Here, I'll just lay down 3 of the commits that is not named Nico Yamalieva. And these are the ones that I'm most excited to see hit the field in the Tennessee uniform. Number 1 has got to be Arian Carter. I mean, the guy is he's a linebacker. That's his primary position. That's probably where we're going to utilize him. But he's also a running back, so he has that speed. He's more built like a linebacker as well, and but he also has the athleticism and the ability to be able to be in coverage as well. So the edge. He could do it all. This is a guy that I am most excited to see outside of that's Nico Yamalieva. And the fact that we were able to take him away from Bama because, he was projected to go to Bama for the longest time. But so that's another win that we have over Bama. And then another one is David Hobbs. Man, this kid I think is going to be a huge difference maker on the defensive side of the ball outside of Arian Carter. And then the last one, I'm really interested to see what they do with this one. Cameron Seldon. He's labeled an athlete, but he could play on either side of the ball from what I've been reading. I would imagine we're probably going to try to put him in a cornerback or a safety position. But because, we're probably going to be pretty solid on receivers. And National Signing Day is Wednesday, so we don't even know exactly, what's going to transpire. Hopefully we don't lose none of the key guys we got. Hopefully we gain some. 9 times out of 10, there's a good chance we're going to get another couple receivers out of that. So it's an exciting time to be a Tennessee Vol, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. And, Spence, I'm glad that, you brought up the fact of the early signing period because we are 48 hours away. Mm-hmm. Tennessee and Josh Heupel, they're wrapping up the 23 recruiting class. Right now there's no major Tennessee targets expected to commit during the early signing period. The Vols are recruiting, on a pretty broad scale right now. They've already landed, I believe it was around the 12th or 13th overall.
Ninth.
Right now. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, and currently right now, 25 players committed. Actually 24 because we lost we had the late decommit. So 24 players right now in the recruiting class. Again, 14 who have already arrived in Knoxville too. So that's awesome. And they're, getting ready for bowl prep. Tennessee currently has 1 quarterback, 1 running back, and 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Oh, man. It sounds like we're a little out on that end, but again, I really haven't done a whole lot of Clemson, research. So I don't want to talk too much on that, but those are some of the things that are kind of missing on our end. Looking back. Okay, so let's look back on different recruiting sites ranked 2023 Tennessee recruiting class. So if we go here. It says number 9 nationally, number 4 in the SEC. Now, guys, I remember just a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago tops, we were last in the SEC, and we were like 30th overall. So that's pretty freaking big. That's pretty big with, 4 top 100 commits, and we have, 7 top 150 commits. 9 of those out of the top 200 commits. 1 5-star, 12 4-stars, and 11 3-stars. So, I think that we're still going to be in okay shape. As far as that goes, and well, let's see the rivals. The rivals, we are known as nationally 10th nationally within the SEC again. Mm-hmm. Just going over some of the notes that I had written down here. But, yeah, sounds like it's going to be a pretty exciting year. I plan on going to at least 4 or 5 games next year just to get a taste of what it was like this year. I didn't make it down to Neyland this year. I hate it. I hated it, man. I didn't get to get out there and experience it again. I did go the year before last, and we had an okay season, but it wasn't nowhere near what this season had, and quite honestly, what the future has. Mm-hmm. Spence, I've said it time and time again. I think that we're definitely a 10-plus win team again next year. What do you think about that? You think that that's something, that we will do? Do you think that we're going to slide some, or do you think we're on pace?
It all comes down to Joe Milton. In my opinion, how he performs, how he, able to step into that leadership role, which, I mean, we've already seen with Nico, like most guys in his situation with a quarterback coming in with the talent of Nico, how he's highly touted and everything. I mean, and he's getting paid, what was it, 7-8 million? A lot of money. And most people are like, well, if you're going to pay a kid that much, he's not going to come and sit the bench. I think this bowl game is going to be a huge deciding factor. I think this is Milton's chance to shine and see what he can do against a high-ranked team. And the starting job for next year is his to lose and his to win. So it really kind of comes with that. And, going back to what you said earlier, that's one of the many reasons why I'm a huge Joe Milton fan. I think the kid just he doesn't have that diva factor about him. He loves the sport. He loves his teammates. He is all in, and he will battle. And we saw that in all of his snaps this past season, and you see that in that picture with Nico. So, and then it also comes down to National Signing Day. Did we lose more than of the people we have now? Because you got to think, National Signing Day, a lot of crazy, hectic things can happen. Right now, we have 14 enrollees. We have Nico, Gamalieva, Caleb Herring, Nathan Leacock, which is another receiver that I'm excited to see. Arian Carter, Jordan Matthews, a cornerback that I believe is going to be phenomenal. Shamard Umarov out of Alpharetta, Georgia, is an offensive tackle. Ricky Gibson, another cornerback. Jalen Smith, a linebacker. Nathan Robinson, an edge. Christian Conyer, cornerback. John Slater, safety. Jeremiah Tillender, linebacker. Boston Lane, interior offensive lineman, which has been one of the focal points of Heupel and this recruiting, the recruiting that they have down there up there in Knoxville. And then another one, and I've actually seen some YouTube videos of this kid, Jack Luttrell. It says here he's a safety, but the YouTube videos I've seen, I don't know if you've ever seen the one-on-ones, where you have a huge group of people swarming around the field, and then they take defensive backs, and then they take receivers, 1v1s, and they just, whoever gets the best of who, and then at the end of it, they split the money or however it goes. But this kid has been a receiver the majority of the times that I've watched this, and the kid has quick feet, great body movement and body control. And I'm excited to see what he can do. And then you have the 10 hard commits and David Hobbs, Chendavian Bradley, who's an edge, which I'm excited for, Cameron Seldon, the athlete, Ethan Davis, the tight end, Tyree Weathersby, the defensive lineman, Khalifa Keith, that running back that we flipped from Kentucky. He's going to be probably more than likely that third down back, red zone type of player. Larry Johnson the third, which is another offensive tackle, another transfer commit that we recently got. He is a massive of a mountain of a man, 6'6", 340 pounds. So I'm looking to see if he can make a huge difference in this offense. And then a few others, and then you got the transfer. So if we can add more, if we don't lose any of them, and then we add more, oh my God, man, I'm telling you, there's a very good possibility we go undefeated next year. In my opinion, I think we can only get better, especially if we can bolster that secondary and not lose a beat on offense. Oh, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think so too. I tell you, I'm pretty excited about the local guy, man, Deshaun Bishop. He's over in Knoxville, actually, at Carnes High School. So, so Wednesday at 2 p.m., he's going to be announcing on signing day, actually. 2 p.m. at Carnes High Auditorium. He tweeted on his Twitter that he would be making his decision then. He's not the tallest of the tall, but I mean, neither is Hyatt.
Well, with Alvin Kamara.
No, him either. You know what? For a back, he's pretty tall, 5'10".
Well, I mean, yeah, but for a back, maybe. But Alvin Kamara wasn't that big. I mean, he had a little bit more mass on him, but I mean, that's they're going to fit that in college. They're going to get him on a good nutritious diet with building muscle mass and all that good stuff, and make him hit the weight room. But I mean, Alvin Kamara turned out to be a phenomenal back. So,
oh yeah. Hey, I'm trying to subject on football, but we also talk basketball here too every now and then. And I tell you what, I don't know if anybody watched that Tennessee-Arizona game, but it was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but man, I'm telling you, I heard that Tennessee got royally fucked.
Yeah, it was bad, man. I mean, there was 24 or 25 fouls against 14 or 15 on Arizona. And, I've seen funny comments out there where they're saying, an armed robber, puts less pressure on someone than they did. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, the way that they just came out there and they favored Arizona like they did, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, we had 8 for 10 on free throws versus I think it was like 26. So
hearing about that game reminds me of this T-shirt that I seen not too long ago. A lot of people probably ain't gonna find it that hilarious, but I think it's hilarious. It said, "But we would have to make the changes of it." It says, "I don't need sex. The government fucks me every day." Instead of the government, it needs to be the referees.
That's right.
Funny.
Yeah, man. But yeah, again, I think that this was another successful 3-part. Spencer, there's so much to really talk about on all aspects of this thing. Is everything coming in, but there's going to be a lot more content as far as Wednesday when we have more more information on what's happening, who's coming in, who's not, who's leaving. At that time, what was that?
I said we will keep the listeners updated on that.
Oh yeah,
especially the major commits. We're going to try to post out, even if it's like a little 5-minute video, or even just like a podcast like segment. We're going to let y'all know. We're going to keep y'all updated. We're going to throw out and feed y'all all the information about the commit or whatever that y'all need to know at that time.
Absolutely. But I mean, hey, if we have anything else to kind of up on that, I think that we touched on just about every commit and every decommit at this time that we know of. Like Ben said, we'll keep you updated. Absolutely, if we have to.
Another one, another decommit that we forgot to mention. This one kind of hurt me a little bit because I didn't see it coming. He was committed for so long, but we lost a safety commit out of Sylvester Smith. He ended up decommitting, and then like a day later, committing to Auburn. So that one kind of hurt a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind of like that, that girlfriend that got left, and for the other person on the other side of the road. So that one kind of hurt. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not see that one coming. I should have, though. I mean, they offered him. He was actually interested in them before he ever fully committed to Tennessee, and then boom, there you go. Bullshit, but whatever. And I want to let all the listeners know, if y'all are noticing the names and you notice the change for Smokey Vaughn, don't worry. I'm thinking of a nickname. It's coming soon. Sit back, sit tight, and it will be right there.
Absolutely. You know what I think made safety decommit? I think it's whenever Jalen came out and said he was coming back, because Macaulay, whenever he said he was coming back, I bet that's why he decommitted and went on to Auburn, because he's going to.
Exactly, and I loved the message he left out there for everybody. He gets a bad rap for what he went through around week, what was it, 4, 5, 6, around that time, with the whole allegations. Like, you got to think, before this, he never had an issue. He was a modeled student, athlete. So, and then all of a sudden this comes out, and nobody really knows, like, other than what was said. So it's one of those, you're never going to really know what happened. But, you have somebody coming in your house and you don't know them and they disrespect you. Whatever happens, I mean, at that point, it's kind of like, I can't fully blame the man, but at the same time, you kind of have a little bit more composure. But it is what it is. But I'm excited for him to come back. I'm excited for that veteran presence, and I think that it's going to make the team that much more better for it. I hope he really learns from his mistakes from last year, and he progresses and improves on his game. So
yeah, me too.
So what you said though, that I didn't really think about it, although I've seen it all laid out in front of me. Never really thought of that, but that probably makes a lot of sense why he decommitted.
Oh yeah. Once I think that I am good on what we have came up with, what we talked about, and jokes as well. I think that was the funny part about it. But Spence, you have anything else to add?
I do not, man. I am good.
All righty. Well, everybody, for speaking with you tonight here at Go Big Orange Talk with Smoke and
Spencer.
Hey, you guys have a wonderful night. All righty.
The nickname is coming. It's gotta be killer.
Brantley.
There we go. Y'all have a go.
Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.